Hello, dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen. This is ETV World English News with me, Shifara Olago. And please do stay with us as I take you through our selected brief updates for the hour. But first, the top stories. Germany is keen to strengthen its ties with Ethiopia. And the UN urges warring parties for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Now, President Joe Biden has bestowed the National Medal of Science upon the Ethiopian-born distinguished professor of plant breeding and genetics, Gabisa Ejeta, for his outstanding contributions to the science of plant genetics. By developing sorghum strains that withstand droughts and parasites, Gabisa has improved food security for millions. His advocacy for science, policy, and institutions as key to economic development has lifted the fortunes of farmers and strengthened the souls of nations, the U.S. Embassy in Addis Ababa said. The National Medal of Science is the highest recognition the United States confers upon scientists. The chairperson of the African Union Commission, Moussa Faki Mahamat, has renewed the long-standing AU demand for the immediate and unconditional lifting of sanctions imposed against institutions and individuals of the Republic of Zimbabwe. In an official statement, the chairperson said he acknowledged subsequent engagements with the European Union through political dialogue as encouraging. In this regard, the chairperson encourages all parties to continue dialogue with the view to ending all remaining sanctions against Zimbabwe. The chair, however, remains extremely concerned by the negative impact the sanctions continue to have on Zimbabwe's socio-economic development amid current global food and energy crisis, including post-COVID-19 recovery efforts, the statement noted. The Ethiopian Agricultural Transformation Institute, ATI, and the MasterCard Foundation have partnered to launch the agriculture-focused dignified employment for youth in Ethiopia, ADE program, to support over 600,000 young people. Addressing the audience at the launching event, Mandefro Nuguse, CEO of ATI, said that the program will not only create job opportunities for the youth, but will also empower young women by positively impacting their lives. For his part, the director of MasterCard Foundation Ethiopia, Samuel Yalo, noted that ADE will enable young people to acquire skills and technological knowledge. Welcome back. Now, Germany is desirous to further strengthen its economic cooperation with Ethiopia and ready to share its experience to bring peace. This came in here yesterday when Germany ambassador to Ethiopia made his opening remark on the 33rd German Unity Day, marked in the premises of German embassy in Addis Ababa. Tigster Nisa reports.
In the presence of senior government officials, civil society, and members of the diplomatic community, Germany embassy here in Addis Ababa has marked the celebration of the 33rd Germany Unity Day. Speaking on the occasion, Germany ambassador to Ethiopia, Stefan Orr, said the economic ties between the two countries are solid but not good enough. The ambassador went on saying that multilateralism is the bedrock of global peace and prosperity. He underlined that his country welcomes African Union membership to G20. Furthermore, Ambassador Orr commended the Ethiopian government's commitment to continuing and intensifying its political and economic reforms.
Reunification of the two parts of Germany has repercussions in Ethiopia as well. The wind of change has also blown away socialism in Ethiopia. Today, we are encouraged to see that after the conflict in North Ethiopia, the Ethiopian government is committed to continuing and intensifying its political and economic reforms. We are encouraged to hear that the Ethiopian government is looking for political dialogue and to solutions to past and present solutions. Almost a year after the signing of the cessation of hostility agreement of Pretoria, we call on the parties to implement fully the agreement. We are encouraged to see the commitment of the Ethiopian government to establish a credible transitional justice mechanism respecting international standards and bringing justice to the victims of severe crimes and gross human rights violations during the conflict.
During the occasion, Ethiopian Finance Minister Ahmed Shide congratulated the successful unification and integration of Germany, which managed to build its capacity as a whole.
And I would like to congratulate Germans for a very successful unification, reintegration, which has managed to build the capacity of Germany as a whole in terms of building strong democratic institutions based on national unity, cohesive society, and advanced economic development, which become a very important pillar for the European unity and for the global development. And Germany became a very important player on international affairs in terms of multilateralism and development partnerships. And I would like to congratulate Germany for this very successful transformation of state unity.
The minister added that there is a lot to learn from this history, which has been part of global development.
Now, adopting agendas and adjusting workable atmosphere helps to adjust basic advantages for African women to realize sustainable development in Africa. The 7th Africa Women Conference kicked off in Addis Ababa. The conference, revolving in every corner of the continent, has started here in the capital. Johannes van Town, who attended the event, has compiled the following story as follows.
Africa women, we're not just new, we are now.
The 7th Africa Women Conference, which is one of the most significant yearly gatherings that invites professionals, institutions, business groups and individuals to support the advancement, stability and development of African women, kicked off in Addis Ababa. The purpose of this conference is to establish agendas and workable solutions that would enable African political actors to direct the diverse resources that African women have access to towards the continent's sustainable development.
This year's edition aims to review the economic, social and political inclusion of women and girls in Africa's development agenda. The conference, I'm persuaded, will provide a platform for dialogue, knowledge sharing, collaborations among various stakeholders to address the challenges and opportunities related to women's empowerment and gender equality/equity.
Enhancing capacity, safeguarding opportunities for women's participation in widowhood practice and inheritance rights, economic and social implications for leadership in Africa, and furthermore, advancing Africa's economic growth through women's digital skill and innovation are issues to be discussed in the conference.
The World Economic Forum in 2023 estimates that it will take about 169 years to achieve global economic parity. and 162 years for political parity of women. Now, only 9 countries have closed at least 80% of their gap.
Namibia, Morocco, Rwanda and Gambia were the host countries of the African Women Conferences. This year's conference will be hosted for 3 days in the home of the African Union headquarters.
And finally, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged warring parties for an immediate ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees has warned it could stop its operation in Gaza as soon as tonight without fuel. We have produced the following story from BBC News.
There are growing calls for a humanitarian pause in the fighting between Israel and Hamas so that adequate aid can be let into Gaza. At the UN, the Secretary General Antonio Guterres said the bombardment and blockade of Gaza violated the international law, as did the use of civilians as human shield by Hamas.
I'm deeply concerned about the clear violations of international humanitarian law that we are witnessing in Gaza. Let me be clear, no party to an armed conflict is above international humanitarian law.
Medics use their phones to light the way as a patient arrives, as there is no fuel for generators and they are overwhelmed by casualties. Israel has banned fuel from entering the territory, saying Hamas, designated as a terrorist group by many Western governments, including the UK, may use it for military purposes. The United Nations Relief and Work Agency for Palestine Refugees has warned it could stop its operation in Gaza as soon as tonight without fuel.
If we do not get more fuel into Gaza, we as UNRWA, the largest aid agency in Gaza, will not be able to carry out any humanitarian operations.
Diplomatic efforts continue now. International calls are mounting for humanitarian pause in fighting, with the US proposing a temporary lull in hostilities short of a formal ceasefire.
Well, viewers, that's all the news there is for now. Thanks a lot for watching us. Bye-bye.